Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to today's episode of Marv on Air. Today is Monday, what is it, the 11th? No, the 21st of November 21st. We've got a couple editions up here, I'm sure you guys can see. And today's a very special episode. I'm so excited for this episode. And there's one reason and one reason for that only. It's because we do have just... I can't even begin to say what is today. Okay, so today is Monday. We had an unbelievable week 11 of NFL, college football, sports in general. We saw the start of the world's largest tournament of sport. We've seen unbelievable amounts of sporting in the last really month, but this last weekend was a great one. And I can't believe who's here to share it with us. It is a man that has been on the show a couple times, a guy who unbelievably supported the show. I didn't believe that was going to happen when I brought it up, but he's there. You know, he's been here for a while. He's been around, you know, all of my stupid ideas for a while. He does sport one of the dumbest college's sweatshirts ever. We can get into that in just a second. He's got unbelievable flow. He can pluck that bass like no man that's ever plucked a bass before. It's the one and only Hunter Leichsenring. It's this one. Hang on. There we go. Hunter Couch. Okay.
Hey,
how we doing? How's it going?
We're doing pretty good. What, you got a problem with my sweatshirt?
We can get into that, honestly.
If you don't like it, that's fine. But like, why don't you like it?
It's what's the content on the sweater, on the sweatshirt, right?
What? You were always a TCU fan.
I am a huge TCU fan, but I feel like this year we'll get into that. Okay, how's that?
Yeah, we will get into that.
Into that.
I thought you were always rooting for the underdog, which is TCU.
You guys are definitely an underdog this year. I'll say that.
What do you mean definitely? We are the underdog.
How many people? It was like 99% of the money was on Texas.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm saying you're definitely an underdog.
Yes. No, like for sure. For sure. But I thought, why are you hating on TCU? Is it because we play Iowa State next week?
Yes, that is the only reason. Truthfully, I'm a big, we've been out to TCU a couple times. You've shown me around the campus.
TCU is a great place.
I have a lot of fun in Texas, truthfully. It's a great time. But when you guys come into rivalry week, which is what this has really become.
Sure.
I have to turn on the hate a little bit.
Okay.
But it's a fair amount of hate, right?
That's fair.
Like, I'm not going to completely dog on you guys. But how does it feel to finally be in studio? You've zoomed in a couple times.
I have zoomed in a couple times.
You've actually zoomed in so many times. It goes all the way back to when we were pre-recorded through the iPhones.
Exactly. And it feels like it's been a long time coming, and I'm finally here.
I'm very, we're very welcoming of you here.
Shout out to Victoria. Victoria's talking in the chat.
Victoria is in the chat. I do have that up here. So we'll go into, we'll touch on the chat every time someone says something because it's so rare. But I think we might have a dedicated portion where the chat could ask questions.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
For sure. Well, let's jump into kind of what this show has been so far, and it's just mostly NFL so far. So we can touch on this really quick. I know you don't watch a ton of NFL. You're a much larger college football guy, but we can definitely jump into this really quick. So first off, I want to say that my power rankings from last week might have been the worst to come out of all time.
Okay.
The Vikings.
Because you had Vikings at number 1.
Yes, I had the Vikings at 1, and it was kind of depressing to watch them get beat on that bad by the Cowboys.
It wasn't that depressing for me.
Aren't you a Cowboys fan?
I am a diehard Cowboys fan.
That's unbelievable. I can't believe people like you exist.
What do you want me to do when my dad was from Dallas and he was there before they were America's team?
Look.
My dad's agent. You know that.
Yeah, I know that. But I'm just saying that I just can't believe people like you exist because it just seems like fantasy to me that there are people that actually believe every single year it's the Cowboys' year and every single year they fall out of the playoffs. But this year, they have shown promise. They've looked potentially like one of the top teams in the NFC, especially with the Eagles showing their true colors and potentially being a team that's actually not that good.
Right.
They took down the Vikings 40-3, and I thought the Vikings were the best team, not only in the NFC, but potentially the NFL, which is why I put them at 1 with the Shakes, from the Eagles, from the Bills. The Dolphins hadn't really had a super tough, like, really winning game.
It's just it's so crazy to me
What is?
that you picked so poorly that you would put the Vikings at number 1.
No, so
just for them to only score. Did they score 3 points?
They scored 3. Let me say
so
this.
Wait, who scored 3?
The Vikings.
The kicker. The kicker. You can't say the Vikings. You cannot say the Vikings. The kicker. One person scored 3 points.
That's valid.
And don't even act like it was, the whole team scored those 3 points. No. You can't say that.
I can't say that.
You can't say that.
Okay, I won't say that.
It was one man who scored 3 points. That's like Adam Vinatieri scoring the only 15 points that the Patriots have to beat, like, some no-name, like the Bengals or some shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yep, that's fair. That's fair. What I will say is that I only put the Vikings at 1 in a bit of a leap of faith, okay? And you're probably like, that's ridiculous. Right? Why would you ever do that? Well, I'll tell you, and it's because a lot of people were just counting the Vikings out, and they were right, okay? But sometimes you have to go out on a limb and say, I think they're going to, I think these guys are getting counted out. I think they're a legit team. So I put them at 1.
Okay.
Was it fair? Probably not.
No.
Probably shouldn't have been there.
Definitely not.
We make mistakes. We learn from them.
Is this why you're not hitting bets?
Dude, we don't even need to talk about that because I am doing the opposite of hitting bets.
I mean, we can talk about that later, but
Megan Anton and Lex are also in the chat, so
let's go.
We're hitting next levels.
Megan Anton, Lexi Milo, how we doing?
What are we doing out here?
How we doing?
It's unbelievable the reach this program has.
According to my family, Megan Anton is my future wife.
I could definitely see that.
Well, okay, don't say that.
Should that be the debate we start with?
No, that's not the debate we should start with.
You're obviously saying you hate Megan, and I'm saying you guys would be a couple goals.
I'm just saying she's my sister. I'm not going to marry one of my other 3 sisters.
But you're from Texas.
They're like, why don't you marry Megan? I'm like, she's my 4th sister. I'm not going to marry Megan.
I could see it. That's all
you cannot.
Yeah, I physically am right now. I'm looking right at it.
And what are you seeing?
I'm seeing you guys out on it. It's got to probably be like on a desert where you guys get married. Something dumb. You wouldn't pick like the beach.
We would not pick the beach.
No, I know that. I'm just saying it's like out on like the desert. Okay. I don't know, maybe a church, but you guys are out there.
Maybe a church.
It's a little windy. Okay, so definitely a church. Yes. I wasn't sure on the church, so it's definitely in a church in the middle of the desert.
Okay,
but it's central, right? So all of the family can come.
Right.
And you guys are out there
because central would be the desert.
Yeah.
Arizona.
Right. Arizona's exactly what I was thinking.
They would come from San Francisco, and my family would come from Texas.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
That's never going to happen, but...
Well, this is what I'm seeing.
Okay.
And it gets, like, really windy, and there's, like, worry of, like, what's going to happen, but nothing happens, right? Like, it's just a normal wedding. That's what I'm seeing.
I got you.
Yeah. So I'm just saying it's possible.
It's possible. No, that's definitely...
We are not going to rule things out here on the show.
I mean, we will, because I'm going to rule it out, but you can do whatever you want. You can obviously bet on it. It's not going to
if I bet on it, we're definitely not getting married.
That's definitely not going to happen because your bets don't hit.
I am on the coldest streak known to mankind. So
and that's, it happens. It happens with everything.
How's your apple juice, Hunter?
Oh, the apple juice is fantastic. Today we're sponsored by Mott's Apple Juice, extra carbonated.
Hunter Couch. There we go. There you go. Now you can see.
Oh, yes.
Up and personal.
This is extra carbonated apple juice. It's very good. I highly suggest it. Go to your local Hy-Vee, Aldi's. What's the big one? Kroger.
Well, I think is not in Iowa, but for
Kroger's,
you Texas
yes,
folk.
Exactly. Kroger's all over. Oh, there's a place in California, but I don't know what it's called. But we went there when we were in Walnut Creek, actually, Lexi and Megan. You know what I'm talking about. They have the trenches out in their parking lot. But I don't know what that grocery store is called.
Okay.
But
yeah, I don't know either.
We can get where did you get that Rocky sign?
Let me go to Hunter's Split here.
Go to yours.
Go just to me. Okay.
Yes.
So this Rocky poster that you're talking about,
that's exactly.
It's barely in the shot actually, but this is one. I think we got this at the poster fair.
Okay.
In at Iowa State. You know what I totally forgot to do is if we go to the Hunter's Split, you can see the TV back there. Normally we put the MJ poster right there. Do you want to pull it down? Just grab it. It's like Velcro.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, go to yours.
We'll cut to me
we'll
so we don't
back,
show.
Yes.
Yeah. So you're still like kind of in the camera, but not like your ass at least. Just rip it. There you go. And then set it just like
I'll figure this out.
prop it on the. Yeah, okay. So anyway, so we can jump into the NFL a little bit while he's doing that.
I'll figure this out. I also got to do something else. So
Oh my god.
Wait, run it up.
Run it
Throw
up.
it back to me. Throw it
Okay.
back to me.
There we
All
are.
right, so we got this
presentation with
we got this poster here. This is a good poster. A lot of white people. Holy shit.
What?
Look at
Michael
all-
Jordan is black. He's the middle of the fucking poster.
Okay, well he's the only black guy in this fucking poster. Don't even act like there's black people that
There's
are
a
in
guy,
this crowd.
three guys within a foot of him on the poster.
They're the fucking players. What do you want me to?
Okay, continue with whatever you were gonna say.
Oh, I'm just saying that there's a lot of white people on this poster. It's like it says something about when was this taken? Probably 2008,
No.
2000,
Absolutely not.
1994.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, word. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's a good poster. I think we definitely need more posters on the talk show. But yeah, I like it. Like you can go back to you. I gotta take care of some stuff.
Okay, yeah, you go ahead. Victoria said that Darby doesn't think that's prop it up against the TV, not on the floor,
Okay, fine.
so they can see it. That's the point of it. Darby says she doesn't think it's apple juice, so I don't know what to say about that. I mean, I'm sporting the.
Okay, yeah, Darby may be right.
This is coffee, so you know we're having a good time.
Don't even say it's carbonated coffee.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, look at all the foam.
Yeah,
it's like a
definitely
latte.
Irish. Definitely Irish.
It's a
for
latte.
That's for sure.
Yeah. No, you know we're having a good time. But we can get into
know we're
actual,
having a good time.
We can get into actual news instead of just talking about random shit.
Hold up, pose.
What should I do? Like the horns down?
You're good.
Okay. Glad we got that in the middle of me figuring that out.
Oh, sorry. I want to post it on my story so I can get some little advertisement here.
Yeah, well, you know what? Maybe we'll hit 100 subs.
You know, we probably will.
Who knows?
Hey, Victoria, maybe she want to be the 100th sub.
Who knows? Who wants
That's
to win that? You know?
Who wants to be the 100th sub? We'll probably sing him a song. I don't know.
Maybe we would.
Hey, we could do.
If whoever gets 100, whoever is the 100th sub, go ahead, put it in the chat.
put it in the chat.
Request a song, and we will attempt to sing it.
Oh, request a song. So we're gonna do like karaoke type.
Yeah, but is that a good call? Because I don't know that many songs.
You don't know that many songs.
Like, I know a lot, but
how many
only
songs do you know? Well, that's the beauty about karaoke is they have the lyrics painted out in front
They
of you.
do. They do.
While you sing.
We don't have a karaoke machine
Ever?
right now.
Oh, see, I had karaoke back at my house. I just got a karaoke mic.
Yeah, you did.
2 of them.
Would you rather have these mics or that mic?
These mics. I like the cord. It's nice. It makes me feel like
It's like analog.
makes me feel like Harry Styles.
Yeah, like Elvis, kind of like whipping
Yeah.
the shit around.
And
Except we're not doing
Harry
that, but-
Styles, Harry Styles does this. He does the.
Is that like a symbol of something?
No, he just holds the cord right here, so he's like, "How we doing, loves?" And he's like, and then he'll just start singing, "But now," and then that was.
I don't know what song that is. What?
Oh, that was from Greece. There's nowhere to hide since you pushed my love aside. And that's basically how it goes.
You know that stuff way better than I do.
I know
I
Greece way
tried-
better than you do. Your
Yeah.
mom, your grandpa
My grandpa
was
is actually
Greece.
in Greece. Yeah.
Okay, here's a fun fact. Let's go with that. That's a sports related topic.
Kinda.
Dance is a sport.
Facts.
Okay, so can you explain this? Can you explain this real quick? 'Cause,
Yeah.
my mother loves Greece.
Yeah.
If-
And Shelly's in chat, so
Oh, Shelly is?
yeah.
Okay, that's good. Because my mother, she watched Grease, I don't know, probably 10, 20 times in the theater.
Wow.
She paid multiple times to go into the theater to watch Grease. Okay?
Yep.
So she would watch Grease so much that she would tell me about it. She's like, yeah, I loved Grease when I was a kid, when I was your age, basically. Then I come to find out that Nick's grandfather was a backup dancer in Greece.
Yeah. that's
And I
insane.
wouldn't even call him a backup dancer because he was in the front of the
Front of the backups,
crowd.
yeah.
Yeah, front of the backups.
Yeah. I do not know how much I want to say this, just because Shelly's apparently setting an alarm for 15 minutes from now to like wake her back up, see if anything interesting is happening. She's just bored.
Wow. Well,
which
after
is-
she hears us talk about her, she'll be all about it.
Yeah. Maybe that's what we needed to do. But Shelly, come on, like I'm your second son. Like, what are we doing here?
Exactly.
What are we
Exactly.
even doing here?
It's
But yeah,
crazy.
no, I don't know really know how it came about. I don't want to speak out of turn, but yeah, he's if you go watch Grease, he's the guy with like the blue and the white striped shirt in the final scene was
See,
like,
that would be a clip to play.
Yeah.
If we had that, but I didn't even think about it.
we didn't. Yeah, it just came up naturally, just like that.
Naturally, right?
Yeah, as one
And
does.
that's Allison's, right? Your mom's father.
Yes. Yep.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep. We won't
And
say
you
his
said-
name just to protect his identity, you know.
Just to practice. Yeah. Okay. Sure. But you said that like he does not look like the type that would be a show choir
absolutely
dancer.
not.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the kind of guy that like when like they were first married, my dad would tell him, he's like, "Hey, this hurts. It hurts when I do this because for context, my grandpa is a chiropractor,
Okay.
and so he would go up to me.
Wait,
and be like,
your grandpa that danced?
Yeah.
Okay, I did not know that.
Yeah, he is, or he's retired now. But so he would go up to my grandpa and he'd be like, "It hurts when I do this or whatever," and my grandpa would literally just go, "Well, don't do that. Don't do that."
That's what he said.
Yes, he's a
mean-
fucking savage.
You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, so I'm just saying that it definitely doesn't seem like, you know, that's something he would do, but he's in there. Go ahead and look it up.
Right.
But we can jump into some NFL. I know most of the people in the chat right now, at least, aren't super interested in this. But we did have the Vikings fall to the Cowboys by about a bazillion points. That was really embarrassing for me.
Not for me.
Not for, yeah, you're obviously like rooting against me at this point. But we did have one of my favorite games of the weekend, obviously as a big Patriots fan. We had the Patriots take down the Jets in what was pretty much a shit bowl, honestly. Not as bad as Broncos Raiders, but it was 3-3 going into the last 20 seconds of the game.
20 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay.
20 seconds left. Patriots force the Jets to punt, return a punt for the touchdown that wins the game. They cover. And then after the game,
Because I saw this, and they were saying that the Jets will always be the Jets.
the Jets will be the Jets. Yeah.
Okay.
That's
and the
facts.
Patriots will always be the Patriots, honestly.
Yeah, I think we're going to make a Super Bowl run this year.
Okay. Well, now you're talking crazy, but that's fine.
Well, look at the AFC East right now. We are officially, record-wise, the best division in football. But are we
record-wise or
record-wise? Say record-wise, we are. Actual eye test-wise, are we? I don't know. That's not really a conversation that I don't know if you can support. Not watching a lot of AFC East football. I think you only watch, like the Cowboys and TCU. But it's a good example of we're seeing the league flip, but we're not seeing. I can't get behind it fully. Like the Jets earlier this year, I thought they were probably going to make a run at the Super Bowl. Clearly, Zach Wilson's holding them back. After the game, Garrett Wilson comes out, says, quote, this, SHIT, I don't know how friendly we want to get here, but this shit is not okay. Talking about the...
he spells it out and then he just says it.
It's like, this shit is not okay. Talking about the passing game for the Jets. He's like, we can't be doing this shit. Like, this shit is not going to fly.
Marv Home Slice, I love you, brother, but this shit does not interest me at all.
I know. I'm trying to zoom through it, okay?
Okay, good.
I'm trying.
Continue.
But this Patriots game is very important to me as a Patriots fan, okay? I know you're
Right.
not actually a fan of the teams you claim you are, but
what
I
the
root.
hell does... What the... What?
I root for the teams. I actually like them, okay? I actually follow them,
What do you mean? I follow TCU.
okay?
That's
Barely.
Don't even say barely. Don't even act like you're a UCA or USA fan in FIFA.
Yeah, we'll get into that. That's a segment
Okay,
that's
that's a
upcoming.
whole separate
That's a
thing,
segment that's
but-
upcoming. I have the name for that and everything. But so the Patriots won. Zach Wilson comes out, says, a reporter asks him, he says, do you think the offense let the defense down today? In the second half, the Jets only had 9 completions. I think that was actually the whole game. 9 completions in the whole game, and they punted 10 times. Can't be doing that. They averaged 2.77 inches per offensive play in the second half. That's abysmal. That is abysmal. And Zach Wilson is the reason that is happening. We can't be doing that if you're rooting for the Jets. And he came out, all his response was, no.
Okay.
That's all. That's literally exactly what he said. What do you want to get into that?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, why don't we go through the NFL stuff then a little bit later?
No. Yeah,
Once,
for sure.
Once like Cole
For
is-
sure, because we have a lot to talk about within the NCAA era.
Okay.
of the TCU Horned
I'm going to let
Frogs.
you take the horns here then, because I actually don't know a lot about NCAA football. I know that the Iowa State Cyclones
See,
are
who
ass.
gives a shit about the NFL when you have the fucking NCAA that's way more sporadic, way more fun to watch?
That's exactly the problem. I can't keep track of all of it. It's just too much.
okay. That's fair. That's
It's too
fair.
much.
Do you know who's 11-0 right now? Number 4.
The Buckeyes.
Number 4 in the country.
Michigan?
No. Yeah, it's TCU. It's actually the TCU Horned Frogs, which is fucking crazy because I would never believe it.
You tell me that twice, I would not believe it either.
Start of this season, I was like, we're not going to do good this year. We're going to do good next year,
Yep.
right? Because this will be our bye year to where we can go next year and then we'll have a good season.
Hey,
But
what does that say at the top?
Whoa.
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 So we got to do it.
Whoa.
Okay, we just hit 100 subscribers.
Whoa.
This is
Whoa.
I said we, it's you. I'm
But
sorry.
it's both of us.
But it's you.
It's both of us.
All right, we got something to celebrate for this.
We do.
We have
Shelly, well, let's talk about why the Cowboys lost at OT. Facts! Facts to the Packers!
Let's not talk about that.
Packers!
We got
God
to talk about
damn.
We got to talk about why TCU won. Can you I got to say this.
Okay, let's hear it.
Do you know why TCU is
Let's hear
11-0?
No, I actually don't, Hunter.
Do you have
Tell me why.
Do you have any reason to believe why TCU would be 11-0?
Tell me why TCU is 11-0, because I don't believe it.
Okay. I wrote down this postcard because I thought that Nick would ask me this question, okay? Reasons why we are 11-0. Okay, here it is. First off, biggest thing off the bat, new head coach from SMU, Sonny Dykes. Okay? People were like, oh, Sonny Dykes, this is going to be so great for us. This is going to be so this is going to be so that. I don't want him. I want him. It's so sporadic to where people's opinions are on this. But the biggest thing, and I think this is getting overlooked a lot, we changed our offensive coordinator. We didn't only change our head coach from Gary Patterson of 20 years to Sonny Dykes. We also changed our offensive coordinator, Garrett Riley, Lincoln Riley's older brother. He's our offensive coordinator now. People are overlooking this so much. It's insane. Defensive coordinator, Joe Gillespie, plus 8 other more people, more coaches came in, and they said that, these are fresh new hires. This is their first season on the job, okay?
Yep.
And they're just balling out. Can you believe
They
this
really
shit?
are. They are actually balling out like crazy.
It is insane. And I think also the other reason why we're winning, Duggan. Duggan has been insane. Do you know? Okay, here are the odds for the Heisman.
Okay.
Can you guess what it is? It's
And what am I guessing? What Duggan's or what place he's in?
no, guess the odds.
For
Well,
Duggan?
He's number 6.
Okay, number 6.
And maybe number 7. Maybe number
Let's
7.
do plus 1,200.
Oh, no, way more.
More, yeah, that's what I thought. 2,700,
5,000.
5,000.
Plus 5,000 for Duggan to win the Heisman. But
That's valid.
You got to think about this too. I'm from Iowa. Where are you from, Nick?
I'm from Oklahoma.
Okay, don't even say that.
I
because
actually am though.
Okay, well,
you
I
know
was
that.
born in Texas, but I'm still from Iowa.
Okay, so I'm from Iowa.
Okay, Duggan from
Iowa.
He's got that Iowa grit.
He's got that Iowa dog in
He's
him.
from Lewis Central,
Where the fuck is that?
Council Bluffs.
Okay.
Okay,
All right, glad we covered that.
that's another. That's probably the main reason why we're winning is him, and Kendra Miller.
Who is the running back?
Kendra Miller.
Okay. No. The McAdoon guy.
No, that
The
guy-
backup.
No, McEnroe. Or
McEnroe.
something like that. Yeah.
I'm going to call him Macaron.
We
You
might
know,
need to
like a
watch this
snack.
clip, but after I explain why TCU is 11-0. Travius Tomlinson, younger brother of the legend LaDainian Tomlinson. Okay.
Yes, okay. Valid.
He's our cornerback. He's a beast. Bud Clark. I think he's a senior now. He's either a senior or junior or sophomore. I don't know. He's not a freshman, though, because I know that I met him freshman year. I
Okay.
walked up to him and I
That's
go,
crazy.
You look like you play football. And he's like, yeah, I do. My name's Bud Clark. I play football. So I'm like, okay, nice to meet you, man. Quentin Johnson, goated wide receiver. Kendra Miller, of course, the running back. And then Another thing that I think would scare people, Marv, is having Chandler Morris as our backup quarterback.
That's
because
insane.
he was starting at the beginning of the season. Okay, he got a thumb injury. He went out. Then Duggan came in and he just destroyed the game. So now we're not starting Chandler Morris. But the thing that you got to think about with Chandler Morris is last year he beat number 12 Baylor. Okay, he dropped 461 passing yards, 70 rushing yards for a total of 531 total yards that he put on Baylor himself.
On his head.
Okay. Okay. I'm sorry, but that's insane to me. I can't believe that stat exists. I was at this game. I rushed the field on this game. I think it was Parents Weekend, honestly. So it was double trouble.
Yep.
It was perfect. It was everything about that game was amazing.
Sam Rich.
And I think that having him in our pocket, having him in our gutter, getting ready to pull out. If anything happens to Duggan, God forbid, even though nothing won't because he's built like a fucking rhino.
It's a brick shit house.
Yeah, he will run through anybody who gets in his fucking face. That's what you got to think about.
We saw that on the last drive against Baylor.
Can we run this clip?
We can.
Can we run this clip? So
now,
this clip was the most insane game I've ever seen. Nick, what was your favorite game where you sat down and you never got up for the rest of the game?
Ever?
Okay,
now this is going to seem biased. This is not even college football.
It's not biased because TCU is my favorite team.
Okay, it's my favorite game of all time. And it's superstition the reason I didn't get up. Patriots over Falcons 28-3 comeback in the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
Never beats that.
And no, that's
never beats
totally,
that.
That's totally a fair pick for your favorite game of all time.
All time. I can't even explain how much I love that game. Anyway, continue.
Right. But I think what's crazy about it is that, like, TCU has been trailing at halftime for so long.
And that's a good point. And Sam Rich goes, TCU is going to get plastered in the first round if they make the playoffs.
See, this is what I'm afraid of. Ohio State and Michigan and Georgia. The only person who I don't want to play in the playoffs is
Ohio State.
Exactly. I don't want to play Ohio State. I think Ohio State has the fucking grit to run through our shit like a fucking brick shit house. But I think that we have a chance against Michigan, and we could squeak by with Georgia. We're not obviously going to play Georgia because they're going to be the number 1 seed either way, right?
Okay, yep.
But Georgia plays Georgia Tech tomorrow. This might be Georgia has beat Georgia Tech for the last 4 years, okay?
Yep.
3 of those games, Georgia was not home.
Wow.
Yeah, they were not in Athens. They were in
What is Georgia Tech's mascot? Do we know? Is it like the
Yellow Jackets?
Yeah.
Yellow
Obviously,
Jackets.
a fucking Bulldog's going to beat a Yellow Jacket. That
Obviously,
makes sense.
big game coming up, Ohio State and Michigan. Whoever loses that game will be at number 4. So, I really, 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 more than anything, want Michigan to beat Ohio State. Because if Ohio State loses to Michigan, then we will play Michigan in the first round of the playoffs.
Yep. Because you guys you think you'll squeak in at 4 even if you're undefeated.
Okay, here's what I'm terrified of. And this is totally like this is a Big 12. This is what happens in the Big 12. People think that the Big 12 is like the worst like conference out there, right? And it's just because upsets. If upsets didn't happen in the Big 12, people would be good, right? So, TCU, obviously, 11-0, okay? Oh, our Iowa State, who we play next week, terrified of this. And people are like, why are you terrified of Iowa State? We've only beat Iowa State 1 time in the past 5 years, okay?
1-4.
We are 1-4 against Iowa State. Last time TCU was ranked number 4 in the entire country, we fell to Iowa State in Ames.
Wow.
Okay.
You guys are in Fort Worth
this
coming week, but yes.
And here's the other crazy statistic that I saw. Iowa State, has beat a top 8 team for the past 8 years.
That doesn't even surprise me. We always pull some shit out of our ass.
5 years, they've beat a top 8 team, right?
Yep.
Guess how many teams Iowa State has won to in the Big 12 this year?
1. We beat one fucking
team. They beat
team.
West Virginia. So they are blood hungry. They are wanting to
We
go
are.
for blood.
We definitely are. That's
Brees
facts.
Hall is ready to just run shit
Well,
over in Fort Worth.
Brees Hall doesn't really play for us anymore. He plays
Oh,
for
that's
the
fair.
Jets.
That's fair. Yeah, no. Word. What I'm afraid of, what I am terrified of, is that Iowa State is going to come to Fort Worth, and they're like,
They're gonna come for vengeance.
They go, we haven't beat our top 8 team this year. What
no!
What can we do? We've only beat one team in the Big 12. Let's just go for TCU, who's ranked number 4.
You know what?
Because we don't want them to go to the playoffs. We don't want our own conference to go to the playoffs. We want the Big 12 to beat up on the Big 12 again.
What if this is actually the case? We've lost like our last couple Big 12 games because we've been game planning for TCU the whole time. We've been selling out.
Okay.
We're like, we see TCU on the rise.
Word.
Let's fucking throw in all our eggs in one basket.
All of them.
Fuck it. The rest of these games, we're not gonna win them.
Right.
So let's just not even prep. Let's prep for TCU for 10 weeks in a row and beat their ass in the final week of the season. Take them out of the college football playoffs.
My homie was saying, he's like, are we gonna bench like Quentin Johnson and all of our good players for Iowa State? And I go, no. We need to do the
Absolutely
opposite.
not.
We need to bring fucking heat. We need to recruit more players mid-season. We need to pay them. We need to do
Fucking bring
everything
'em
we
in.
can for Iowa State because Iowa State is known for this.
Yeah.
The only reason, and this is where I feel from my heart, the only reason that the Big 12 hasn't done anything in the past 6 years is because Iowa State
We
is
keep
in the
fucking
Big
people
12
over.
conference.
Yeah.
They beat OSU. They beat Oklahoma. They do whatever they can to just fuck up the rankings, and it's terrible.
We do.
That's how you get the SEC to be booming like it is.
This is valid.
It's terrible. I hate it. I
Yeah.
hate it.
It's not ideal for you guys. I do want to touch on the final drive of your guys'
Okay.
win over Baylor. This is a huge moment in Marv on Air history. If you're in the live, I want you to drop, everything you have. Take a seat. Put the live right in front of you. Watch this. Okay, we're gonna make a huge step. This is one
Hang
small
on,
step
sorry.
for man.
I just saw a comment from Sam Rich. Did you see that?
I did. Yeah, I've got
If
him up.
Ohio State loses next week into Iowa in the Big 12 championship, they're out. to
If
be honest.
anybody loses to Iowa, they should be out of the fucking.
Yeah, they should be
That
out of
doesn't
the
even-
top 25.
They should be out of the
College football. Yeah, they should,
not
yeah,
be-
no, kick them out.
Yeah, get them out of here.
Yeah, they
I
lose to
agree.
Iowa.
I agree fully, Sam. Anyway, so we're gonna jump into this clip, and do you want to react to it live? Do you want to do that?
Yeah, no, let's go for it.
All right.
Yeah.
So for those of you who don't you're not in set or in studio, the camera is this way, so we're gonna be looking. You want to point at what we're looking at?
Yeah, we're looking right here.
So
we're
it's gonna look like we're looking away
off
from
to the
each
right
other.
of the camera, and he's looking off to the left of his camera.
I wish that it was over here, so we were looking towards each other, but
it
this
is
is
what
just
it
not
is.
feasible. So
We're gonna
roll this
commentate it
clip.
as it goes on, and I will also commentate what I'm feeling at
We
this
hit our
point when I'm
so we
watching
got 10 people live right now. This
Okay,
is the first
yeah,
time
this is
ever
good,
we've
this
hit
is good,
10.
this is
First
good.
time we're ever playing a live clip. We might get taken down by the NCAA
Hey,
for this.
throw it up, throw it
But
up.
we're throwing it
Go
up.
for
Here
it.
we go.
Fuck it.
All right, so we're
Yeah.
jumping into it.
Okay.
We do have.
So
I don't know
here's
how
where the
laggy
game
this is going to
starts,
get.
right? This is. Wait, hold up.
This is the last play.
This is the last. Okay.
Last two plays. So
Right
you
here.
see Macaron.
Macaron, he runs it. He wants to get it onto the right hash. This is what Marv told me. Now it's a scramble. We're down to 10 seconds. We
This
have to
is
get this field goal set.
unbelievable.
Our kicker, he comes on. 6 seconds left. Throws it up, kicks it, and throws it in for 3 points. And look at all of the people behind the field goal. They're all TCU fans.
Yes.
All TCU fans in Baylor. They
Oh
were
my
cheering.
God.
It was insane. I've never cheered so hard or screamed so hard
Watch
for
this.
a football game.
Watch the fucking. Look at
this guy.
The dude is
look at it.
fucking
There's a
out.
guy. He's asleep.
he's
he is
right-
fully asleep
right
on like the
pretty much
35-yard line.
Yeah, he's actually asleep. That's a good way to put it.
That's what we like to see. Because it's.
And we can run it back, but
We
I
can't.
do. So here's
I was
my
so
main
worried about
takeaways.
Baylor. I was so worried about Baylor, and I told
You were, and
this.
you
I
came
told
on.
this.
You said it.
Yeah, I told you this because I was like, we beat Baylor last year, and we stopped them from going to the playoffs. So I was terrified of what Baylor would do.
All right, so you have a couple things to react to in the chat, but I do want to go ahead and come on and just say exactly what I saw watching this clip. So when I was working when this came out, I was checking through Google.
Word.
The updates on the score.
Word.
And I was blown away. So when we watched this together, while I was putting this in the show,
Yes.
that was my first time seeing it.
Okay.
My first couple thoughts. First off,
First thought.
the only reason they would ever run the ball with 17 seconds left
to move the hash.
was to move the ball to make it more comfortable for their kicker. That blew me away, the fact that they had the balls to do that. TCU has the biggest nuts in the nation.
No,
And
here's
that's
this.
the reason they believe.
TCU doesn't. Sonny Dykes does.
Yeah.
Sonny Dykes is him.
Yeah.
Sonny Dykes is him. That's why he wanted to do it.
That's the reason they belong in the playoff. They looked really not great up until this point. They didn't look bad, but they didn't look like a
You got to think
top
about the
four
fourth
team.
quarter. Bro, Quentin Johnson was out. We didn't have any of our heat. We didn't have Kendry Miller. We didn't have anybody except for Duggan on the field.
Yeah. So
That's all we had.
that was it. So that was pretty much my first takeaway. That had to be why they ran the ball.
Had to be.
Second, when you watch, let's play it. And I'm going to just talk over this.
Okay.
So we've got, this is the run I'm talking about.
Yes.
Right,
Because
so they're
we're
on the
lined
left
up
hash
on the far
currently, and
hash.
especially in college football, it's a much further. The hashes are further apart, so they're almost on the right hash here. Now watch, they're running off the sideline because there's like 10 seconds to go.
Yes, exactly.
Watch for the kicker here. All right, you can
He's
see him
not
on the
even
35.
on.
He
And
does
he
not
comes.
get to take his steps.
He comes.
That's my biggest takeaway here. The kicker
He
has.
comes set.
I think he has dry ice in his veins because he doesn't even get to take his steps.
Griffin Kell, no, he's from.
He just knows.
You know, fun fact, he's from Arlington.
He just knows.
He literally grew up 20 minutes from TCU. He's probably a TCU fan, die hard. And then he missed a PAT earlier in the game. That's the whole reason.
That's
why
actually insane.
That's the whole reason why we had to go for 2, and it's the whole reason why.
Oh, really?
Yeah, DiMarcano.
That explains it. Yep.
That's the whole reason why DiMarcano dropped that ball was because he had to get it passed to him. Kendry Miller couldn't catch that ball because he was not in the game.
Yeah.
That's the whole reason we didn't make that 2. That's the whole reason we didn't go to overtime. Right?
And I told Hunter this earlier. I said, if you guys did get that 2-point conversion, the
It would've
play
been
call from Baylor would have been a whole different game. The rest of the game would have had a whole
Baylor
different...
would have been scary in overtime.
Yeah, and that's something that I'm almost... I think that it played out in a way that it did for TCU to win. If you guys make that 2, Baylor makes a much more aggressive push than just trying to run time off the clock.
Word.
Like, it's a whole different game if you guys get that 2-point conversion.
Totally.
It's lucky the way things worked out, the way they did. You got that 3 and out. You were able to get back into field goal range.
My favorite part about the entire scenario of that game, Griffin Kell missed the PAT. That's why we had to go for 2. Missed the 2-point conversion. Now they're going to give it back to Griffin Kell to redeem himself. And he does.
Yep. That's
He
trust.
does.
It's trust right there.
That is trust. Sonny Dykes felt it. And he is like, yeah, we're going to give it to him.
That's unbelievable.
Also, the special teams coordinator, first year for him.
Wow.
He's a first year back. He was with TCU, I think, till 2005. He left for 10 years. Then he came back.
Wow. So you guys are on a roll. You guys have Iowa State this weekend, right? And on paper, you guys should blow us out by 50. But we all know Iowa State plays top 8 teams or whatever in the NCAA.
Yeah, and they fucking
very,
beat him
very
too.
well.
I'm pissed. I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be at that game. Okay, and here's the other thing. Every Iowa State TCU game I've been to, Marv, do you want to finish this sentence?
TCU loses.
TCU loses. Even though it's a home game.
Is this the time you just decide to say, hey, I'm going to put the team first? I'm not going to go.
You know,
Or no?
I think as far as superstition goes, I'm the #1 candidate in the entire country for superstition. During the Baylor game, I was sitting down. I'd stand up, and we'd complete a pass. I never sat down for the rest of the game. Okay? I am terrified that if I go to the Iowa State game and we lose, it's going to be because of me. So,
I will say if you go to the TCU game,
right.
and Iowa State wins, it is 1,000% because of you. I won't even say it's any, Iowa State has nothing to do with it. It is all because you were in attendance.
Okay.
I will give Iowa State no credit.
My own father just said they practice that last second kick at every practice according to the coach.
That's insane.
But
I mean, when you're a top 4 team, that makes sense.
like last second kick is usually like after a timeout or a spiked. Yeah. Dad, I'm sorry, but I can't believe that they would practice just running onto the field and booting that sucker. Which I think this might actually be better because if you have that time for the kicker to think about his kick, and it's a game of inches.
True.
It's a game.
True.
It's a game of degrees.
It is.
If you give your time for your kicker to think, then he might miss.
That's why they
that field
ice
goal.
those kickers.
Right. Exactly.
Yep.
That's why they ice them. That's why kickers miss field goals is because they have too much time to think. They have too much time to
Overthink
get set.
it.
and then they're like, wow, if I
It
don't,
was just
if I don't
like
win
muscle
this,
memory.
exactly. If I don't win this, we're out of the top 4. We're out of the playoffs. Even though we've done.
That's insane when you think about it. That kick was like kept you in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't think about it like that.
Yeah, no, exactly. That kick kept us to be 11-0 and keep us in the play. If we would have lost to Baylor, we would be with
You'd
Tennessee
probably
today.
be like 6 or 7.
We would be with Tennessee
you
today.
Can't get back in there. Yeah, that's valid.
sure.
So looking at the rest of the playoff, is there anything? Obviously, we talked about like kind of what concerns you. Are there any trends going into this? Kind of not. I don't know. Is it the final week? I would assume it is.
Yeah, it's the,
I-
it's the,
I
fi-
lit-
it's the
I
final
want everyone to know-
regular season week, and then we have the championships.
Yeah. So I actually don't watch any, like hardly any NCAA football.
That's fair.
The Cyclones I watch sometimes were pretty shit, so I don't really watch them that often. But honestly, I really don't. So this is the last week of the regular season.
Yes.
Hunter is almost our college football playoff professional at this point. Red might know more than you, but
Yeah,
seeing
Jackson,
as how TCU's
Jackson
in,
was like, nah, he doesn't know shit.
Yeah.
But Jackson doesn't know shit.
Jackson
Yeah.
doesn't know shit.
Yeah, no, Jackson's I think he's a Seahawks fan, so it's
Ooh.
like, yeah, exactly.
Ooh, kid.
Yeah, he's a homie though. I love Jackson, but
We love Jackson, but we do not.
Jackson, you can't hate on me for not knowing football when you like
Seahawks,
when
bruh.
you're for the Seahawks. The only thing, okay, here's how it's working right now. Okay, it's basically how many weeks in the NFL schedule? Because I don't know that.
18.
18. So it's basically week 18 of the NCAA tournament. Okay.
Yeah.
Or the NCAA schedule, sorry. And then after this, we have all the championships. The Big
12.
10, Big 12.
Yep, okay.
SEC, all that. All we have to do is beat Iowa State. We're already guaranteed to go to the Big 12 championship. We're basically going to play Kansas State because Kansas State plays Kansas next week, and all they have to do is win, and then they're playing TCU, of course.
Yep.
But I think this is the most locked pick that you could do.
Yeah, and we did look this up before,
We
but
did
yeah,
look
go
this
ahead.
up. It's a huge toss-up here. And it's not even a toss-up. It's just like this is the best chance that Kansas has at beating Kansas State. Kansas State has beat Kansas how many years, Marv, do you think?
My guess, it can't be more than 5, right?
Oh, more than 5.
More than
double 5.
More than double, so
double
let's
5.
say 12.
Okay, you're really close. Kansas State has beat Kansas 13 years
13?
in a row.
Oh my god.
In a row. How many times does the Pats beat the Jets?
I believe this was
That was 13.
is it 13 or 14?
Okay, so this
13
year
or
will be
14?
14. So they have the
Which when you
longest
think
winning
about
streak.
it, that's actually only half as long because we play the Jets twice every year.
Right.
Right. So that's not even
But here's the
that's
thing.
insane.
Here's the thing. Kansas has sucked forever. Kansas is like the Browns of the Big 12, okay? But
I love
Kansas,
Will Turnby.
But Kansas has what does Kansas do? They are
Well,
the
so
first
here's-
time they're bowl eligible in
Since 08.
since 08.
And here's the thing about
Since
and I didn't
we
even
were
think,
6 years old, Marv.
bruh, 7 for me because I'm,
Okay,
aged.
yeah, he's old as fuck.
Yeah. But let me say this. I didn't even think about this till literally we just said that. What is 13? The
What do you mean? What do you-
universal unlucky number.
Oh.
Universal. Everybody knows that.
Oh. Didn't even
Kansas,
think about
first
that.
time bowl eligible since 08.
Right.
Suspicious.
Suspicious.
13 wins in a row. Kind of suspicious.
Suspicious.
Kansas was on College Game Day. Probably helps them.
Suspicious.
Suspicious. I don't know. Kansas
No,
is
hey,
plus
he's
370.
That's what I said. Wait, yeah, 370, right?
Yeah,
Let's
and-
throw $10 on it. I'll throw
I-
$10
well,
on Kansas to beat Kansas State right now.
Like what happens? So what happens if Kansas beats Kansas State? Do they not make the Big 12 championship?
They do not. I
Who-
think.
who is it then? It's
gosh.
probably pretty complicated.
I think it might be OSU at that point, even though OSU has lost a couple times.
Yeah.
Let me
okay.
look at. But it's pretty crazy. I think it's a lock that Kansas State will beat Kansas, but
I do too. They're minus 500 to make that game, but I don't think it's out of the question for Kansas to win. There's a couple things I hate when people.
Fuck! It's UT. So
Ooh.
yeah, if UT beats.
So we want Kansas State to win,
Yeah,
even though we're probably gonna put a
God,
couple
I would hate
little
to play
little
UT
sprinkle.
again. But okay, I would not hate to play UT again. I would love to beat UT again.
Yes,
That'd be fine with
yes,
me.
yes.
That would be fine with me. But yeah, no, that's crazy.
Okay, so is that our whole college football, You know, do we need to know anything more about college football
I
before we
think
take a quick break?
The other thing that we need to know is that USC plays Notre Dame. They're number 5 right now. LSU is number 6, but LSU and Texas A&M, that's the game next week. They're 2-2, so it could go either way. Texas A&M could definitely pull off a win against LSU. And I believe in Notre Dame to beat USC. I just want to keep them away from the top 4 as much as we can.
That's valid.
Yeah.
I understand.
I think that's the best thing that we could do. Iowa State, I'm saying it right now. It's very scary. Very scary. With
I would
them,
not count Iowa State out.
The top 5, or they've beaten top 8 teams in the past 5 years, and they haven't done it this year. They have not done it this year because TCU beat them before they could get to them.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And that's how it is.
Okay.
So I think Iowa State wants vengeance. They want fucking blood. So we got to play. We got to come and we got to prepare to go head on against them.
Go on. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. All right, so we are almost at the end of hour 1 here.
Sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
This is just totally unrelated, but the Georgia Tech rivalry, it's kind of like the Iron Bowl with Auburn and Alabama. You know how it's called the Iron Bowl?
Yeah.
Guess what the Georgia Tech rivalry is called?
You
wouldn't guess it in a million years. It's called...
You didn't even give me a chance.
Okay, what? Go for it.
Let me ask you this. Is it related to the mascots at all?
No.
Okay. What is Georgia known for? Peaches?
Peaches, the Masters. That's about it.
Okay. I'm going to say it's the
It's
the
not
Birdie Pit Bowl.
No, it's not a bowl at all. It's just called... That's what's crazy to me is it's not a bowl at all. It's just called Clean Old Fashioned Hate. That's ridiculous. That's what it's called.
That's ridiculous.
And I